Video from inside the courthouse. The Royal Oak man claims the court officers didn't like how he paid that ticket, so they grabbed him from behind, choked him, throwing him to the ground so hard that he actually went to the bathroom in his pants.
I don't think that that it's an everyday course of business we poop our pants or that we go around defecating ourselves.
But that's exactly what attorney Jonathan Marco says happened when his client went to pay a parking ticket at Royal Oak's 44th District Court last February. It started when the clerk said Anthony Sevi would have to pay a surcharge on his $10 parking ticket if he paid with his credit card. Sevi didn't like that, so he left, and his attorney says he came back to pay with rolls of pennies. There he is on camera with the court officers and his bag of pennies.
He was not happy about it, so in symbolic protest, he brought back penny rolls to pay for his ticket. And the clerk wasn't too happy about that. They refused to allow him to pay with penny rolls.
The exchange caught on surveillance. You can see Sevi and the court officer exchange words. We're told Sevi was asked to leave, but it didn't end there.
And as he was leaving the courthouse with his back to the officer, the court officer began to choke him out, grabbed him, choked him out, brought him to the ground. Mr. Sevi passed out. He defecated himself.
The court officers arrested Sevi and then threw him in jail. Sevi is now suing the Royal Oak court officers.
I don't think that anyone paying in penny rolls, whether it's a preferred thing to do for the court clerk, warrants this type of assault and behavior in violation of his constitutional rights.
City Attorney David Gillum says the city has yet to be served with a lawsuit. He is aware of the case, which was investigated by the Oakland County Sheriff's Office. Sevi was charged with assaulting or obstructing a police officer and disturbing the peace. But his attorney says you can plainly see from the video his client was the victim, suffering more than just physical injuries.
I think the more profound and the long-lasting injuries are the psychological injuries he's going to suffer as a result of this. He was supposed to be in a safe place and without warning was viciously assaulted from behind.
Sevi did plead no contest to disturbing the peace and had the assaulting or obstructing a police officer charge dismissed.
So, Taryn, if Sevi believes that he's the victim here, why did he plead guilty to disturbing the peace?
Well, I asked his attorney that, and he said that back then he wasn't his attorney, and at this point, Sevi felt like it was the only way to avoid a 2-year felony, so he pled no contest to the misdemeanor to make sure it was dismissed.
Well, and interesting, as we're watching that video, you don't see the officers go after him until they're well into the vestibule of the building.
Yeah, and that is interesting point as well, because you can see them actually follow him out, and there was no sort of exchange in that way, violence or whatever, but the officers follow him out and they don't seem to attack him until they get into that lobby. And there are no cameras in there. We could only catch what was going on outside there. But again, we're still waiting for the city attorney to comment on that lawsuit, but they haven't been served yet.